are nearing. We just found out last night that candidate Bill Clinton has won the election of 1992 and will become our 42nd president. You know, I would have expected that Clinton would win the election with President Bush 88% approval after the Persian Gulf War we had last year.
That's true, Tiffany. With the worsening recession we're facing right now, all the reduced incomes and unemployment, America sees Clinton as a better candidate to lead the United States.
Yes, well, let's take a look at their campaign throughout the past few months. Back to you, Luan.
Well, throughout the past few months, both Clinton and Bush have made multiple points to their campaigns. Bush had tried to appeal to the voters with his foreign policy triumphs, but voters cared more about the economy. We have a few clips of interviews from citizens who were asked what they felt about Bush's lacked, about what they, what, We have a few clips of interviews from citizens who were asked what they felt Bush lacked that led to Clinton's victory.
Okay, I think we got someone. Hey! Could I interview you, please? Go! Hey! Are you okay? No. Well, anyway, what do you think of Bush's campaign?
When I was listening to his campaigns, it seemed he didn't have a very clear strategy for the ending and recession of creating jobs. He also couldn't seem to give a coherent vision of the country's future, and because of that, I lacked confidence in him, and I ended up voting for Bill Clinton instead.
Well, let's go. Okay, we found someone else. Hey! Could we interview you, please?
No, stop violating my civil rights!
We found someone else. Hey! Could we interview you? Go, we gotta go! Hey! Where are you going? We got the board! Where are you going? Where are you going? I just want to look. Where are you going? Oh my god, where is he going? Oh, where'd she go? Oh, we lost her!
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I voted for Bill Clinton because he has a plan. He made proposals What? I voted for Bill Clinton because he has a plan. He made proposals that he sounded confident about, which also seemed palpable under his leadership.
Could you list a few of the proposals?
No. I'm kidding! He said he would increase government spending on the country's infrastructure, cut taxes for the middle class, modify the welfare system, and balance the budget by slowly reducing the size of the government. Although he did seem very obscure with his character as a person, I would rather choose someone who has personal intentions but will still lead the country to a better future rather than a president who does not have a plan for the future.
Thank you. Yeah, next one.
Thanks, Leslie. The graph displayed shows yesterday's elections votes. With 370 electoral votes, Clinton beat Boucher with 168 votes. Clinton also had 43% of the popular vote, while Bush had 38%. And the third-party candidate, H. Rose Parrott, took 19% of the popular vote.
Now, nearing the end of Clinton's presidency, let's take a look back at what he accomplished throughout his terms. First, he had appointed his wife, Hillary Clinton, to lead his new reform plan in the form of a bill for health care. The bill was ultimately rejected before it could even reach Congress by Republicans who attacked the plan as big government.
He had also raised taxes on the wealthy and used it for military needs. Most of the money, however, was used to fund programs such as Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Most of the programs went towards the middle class. The NAFTA, or North American Free Trade Agreement, was also passed during Clinton's presidency, which helped lower tariffs and brought Mexico to the new free trade zone.
President Clinton also dealt with the foreign policy such as the collapse of the Soviet Union, the ethnic cleansing in Bosnia, and China's lack of human rights towards its citizens.
During this time, there was a lot being done by the Republicans as well. Newt Gwen Gotts was one of the key players in trying to build the Republican Congress. A congressman from Georgia, he made a form called the Contract with America, which set forth 10 items that favored an increasingly conservative electorate. In the midterm elections, Gwen Gott and other Republicans had taken over the houses of Congress. With opposing views, Clinton vetoed 15 bills in his second half of his first term, opposed to vetoing none in his first half. The conflicts eventually led to the shutdown of the federal governments for several weeks.
Two significant bills that were signed, however, overcame the opposing views of the president and Congress. He first would cut $56 billion in welfare spending, limiting the length of time people could receive benefits, and end the federal guarantee of welfare. The second made health insurance portable, although the bill stopped short of establishing health care as a federal entitlement.
In the 1996 election, Clinton improved working relationships with the Congress and eventually led him to be reelected. In his second term, both parties were exposed of willingness to bend the rules as they collected huge sums of illegal money from campaign funds.
Despite the epidemic, though, Clinton and Congress created the Balanced Budget and Tax Relief Bill, which is predicted to reduce the deficit to zero in the early 2000s and provide tax relief to families with children, as well as cut in the capital gains tax.
It's been a difficult 9 years with lots of growth, hasn't it?
It has, with the end to the Clinton presidency.
All right.